passive investing. He focuses on hotels.
Camera,
Mike,
the gallery.
oh,
Yep, go
got,
ahead.
Hello,
Go ahead.
Mike.
okay.
Go ahead, Tia. Go ahead. Sorry. I was trying to whisper.
All right.
I just wanted to see everybody.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Can you see every? Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, he focuses on the hotels, apartments. There's a couple people here, Mike, who have interest in purchasing hotels and multifamily. So if you can just give them some great information, just tell them a little bit about your story and basically what you do, so they can have some insight on that, please.
Okay, so guys, welcome. First of all, I'm looking at everywhere. Congratulations. Everybody give yourself a round of applause for being on this webinar with Tia. She is crushing it, and she's going to help take you to a whole nother level, guys. But look, I want to tell you, for some of you who don't know who I am, some of you met me, for those who already know who I am, I'll just share my story a little bit. Literally, today, I want to show you how you can go from broke to millions using big deals. And that's hotels and apartments, okay? Now, literally, I went from broke to millions myself. I started off house hacking, as Tia was sharing with you before, and I over leveraged, right? Over leveraged, meaning I had like 6 or 7 houses, duplexes, 4 families, and I lost it all. Now, listen, I was living rent free. That was amazing. But for some of you, you were saying like, well, I don't know if this is, I should start my deal, or when can I start? And some of you literally are living in fear. Not that typical fear, but fear like finding excuses and reasons. Look, just go out and try it. And guess what? It's okay. You're going to make a mistake. All right? I still make mistakes today. It's okay. All right, but literally, I was house hacking. I didn't know how to paint. I didn't know any construction. But now I own over 250, $300 million in real estate, inclusive apartments, hotels, houses, and land. And we're doing a big development down in Sarasota, Florida, $120 million development, a hybrid of hotel, condos, and retail. All right, now one of the main reasons, and I'm gonna get deep in this, but I gotta jump into mindset for a little bit, okay? All right, but listen, a lot of people think that um, these millionaires are like a rarity, and it's somewhat true. It is. Um, like, because in our population, some of you may, I've shared this with before, but in our population, we have over 324 million people. Okay? 324 million people, but only 24 million people have a net worth of $1 million. That means only 8% of the US population has a net worth of $1 million. Now, listen, I don't want to say life is easy. Life is challenging. But what I want to say is being a millionaire is not that challenging. But what you have to do is do what the 92% are not doing. All right? We want to focus on the 8%. Now, one of the things I want to talk to you about here is the other thing is getting into big deals, learning these big deal secrets. Uh, People like they're afraid that they can't do them or they shouldn't be doing them because they have to do so many deals. And what I want to tell you, that's all in your belief system. All right? See, when we talk about beliefs, hopefully you can see this here. Let's see here. Belief. Can you guys see that? Did that come out clear? Well, just wave your hands. No, that's a thumbs down. That
Yes.
is a thumbs down. Some got a thumbs up. All right. Well, look, it doesn't matter. I'll spell it out for you. In belief, there's what they call, in some people's belief, there's this lie. LIE. And that's a lie that they're saying that you can't do big deals, that you have to have all this different experience, or you have to start off with single family houses. Well, listen, that's not the truth there. You guys can do big deals, but it's all about leveraging your team. Now, Tia always talked about, we like to say, make more, work less. Okay? Well, the way you do that is leveraging a team. And see, with a team, together, everyone accumulates money. Everybody say team right here with me. Say team. I'm looking right at you now. I can see you.
Team.
There you go. Wave your hands in there. Okay. All right. So that's one of the things. But the reason why I like apartments and hotels, one of the great reasons I like apartments is the cash flow. Like when you have all these different properties put together, you got over 100 units, right? And you can do simple things to create value. Now let's do one here, right here, okay? So I'm gonna do this one right here, just a quick one. And guys, I'm just talking to you. I only have nothing really special here, but I just want to share with you the importance of investing and why using apartments. So here's my calculator here. So let's say you got 100 units, right? Now watch how simple this is. We got 100 units here, okay? And then let's say you increase the rents by $50. This is something simple. You increase the rents by $50. All right? So if we increase the rents by $50 and we got 100 units, how much more are we making a month? Anybody, tell me right now. We got it?
5,000.
$5,000, my man. There we go. So now you got an extra $5,000 a month. Now watch this. So 5 times 12, that gives us 60,000. There you go. $60,000 more a year in income. All right, we won't even worry about expenses right now because we already know we had some expenses. I want to show you how much value created. Now, just by increasing the rent by $50, then we take this 60. Does anybody understand cap rates? If you know cap rates, tell me a cap rate I should use. Anybody know cap rates? Going once, going twice.
About 0.07.
0.07, okay. So guys, for those who don't know what cap rates are, that's how you determine the value of an area. So my good friend here said, let's divide it by a 7 cap, which is 0.07. So you divide that by 0.07, so 60,000 divided by 0.07. We just created $857,000 in value just by increasing the rents by $50. Now, who would like that payday? Anybody like that payday? Say yes.
Yes.
Yes, okay. This is why we love apartments. It's simple things that you can do. Now, here's another reason I like hotels and investing. Now, one thing I like apartments is the scalability, right? The scalability. Like when you start doing more multi-units, you can hire more staff, and you can hire a management company, you can hire a maintenance guy, you can hire somebody to do the pest control, you can hire somebody to do your leasing. That's what I'm talking about. See, when you start to scale up, you no longer have to deal with the 3 T's: tenants, toilets, and trash, right? That's because you're gonna make more and do less. And that's all through doing larger deals. Now, look, don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking a single family house, okay? Look, because with a single family house, look here, I'm gonna draw a little house here, and it's got a little smoke there. Look, with the house, you can get the bag, okay? That's a money bag in that house, right? Because you're gonna create value. You're gonna create value. But just imagine this. Imagine this, okay? This is what I love so much. When the recession was here, about, what was that, 2009, 2010, that's when I got stabilized. In other words, I'm just trying to be modest, but I got rich in 2008 in the recession, baby. That's when it went down for me. I literally went from broke to millions in that time. And that's because these little houses, I can buy a portfolio, a complex. I was buying those for $13,000 a unit. Okay? 13,000 units. So just imagine for a second. I bought 100 of these houses all in one area, an apartment building, at 13 a unit. Now check this out. So what's that? 1.3 million? 13,000 times 100. Yeah. $1.3 million. $1.3 million. And guess what? We went in, did the renovations. So I did renovations. I put 5,000 in it. We were all in for 18. Guess what I sold that for? Anybody have an idea? Guess what? I sold that in some in 2016, 17. Anybody have an idea what the market was going for? Somebody type in there. Okay, I'm listening. Who got it? Who got it? Come on, I'm talking. We talking together now. We working together.
150.
150?
50,000.
You beat me to the
50,000.
punch, Mike.
Okay, tell you what. We ended up selling this particular deal I'm selling. We sold them for $35,000 a door. All right. So 18 minus 35. Let's see. 35 minus 18. That was 17,000 a door. Let's take this over there. So we end up netting. 17,000 a door times 100. We netted $1.7 million. Was that a deal, yes or yes? Can I get that, or can I get an amen? Or whichever one, or hallelujah. Praise the Lord Jesus. Can you say Jesus? So, but now listen, you guys are looking at that like, oh, Mike, that went, you came up. Guess what? What I really did was to provide a service. Now, see, this is where the money really comes in, guys. Yes, I want to make a lot of money. Okay, I want all of you to make money. But what I want you to understand, you're providing a service. And what I actually did was I made not only me, but my investors money. My investors put up, I don't know, because the way we leveraged it, I think they put about $500,000. Okay? My investors took, on this particular deal, they took 30% of that 1.7. So 1.7, what did they end up making on this deal? Times 0.3. They made $510,000 off the sale. They literally, what we call 2x. That's an equity multiple. All right, so I'm stepping your game up here. EM means equity multiple, means you 2x your money. You got a 200% return. You got your principal back plus a profit. But what that didn't show you was the actual cash flow, the debt, the coupon that they paid, that we distributed. So in actuality, my investors made even more money. Now, isn't that a win? Now, that's what I'm talking about. Together, everyone accumulates money. Now, what you just saw here, what I gave you in this example was, not only did we make money, but we made our investors money, and they were passive, and they didn't do anything. That's what we call a limited partner, an LP. Now, would anybody like to double their money in 3 to 5 years and sit on the couch like you're watching us today? Is that a yes or a yes? Yes, because these things can happen here. Like, we do it all the time. We do it in our sleep. Now that's apartments. Now, let's talk about hotels. Now, why do I like hotels? I'm gonna just tell you something crazy here. So with hotels, let's say the key word is depreciation. All right? Let me hear you. Let me type it in the chat or say it. Say depreciation.
Appreciation.
Oh, come on now. Like, listen, I ain't here on a Wednesday night, not hanging out with the kids. I need to hear everybody say depreciation.
Appreciation.
Okay, there we go. Now check this out. All right. Now here's the thing. The whole point is about cash flow. Okay. I don't care if you buying a business, real estate, a car business, widgets or gadgets. You're buying a cash flow, NOI, net operating income. Okay? Now check this out. So if you get the right hotel, and I'm saying it's like 145 keys, 120, 145 keys. I'm gonna talk because in hotels we say keys. We don't say rooms or doors. We say keys in hotels. All right. So and they have so in apartments they say monthly rent. In hotels we say ADR, average daily rent, because the rent adjusts daily. All right. So in this example, oh here we go. In this example, the property was netting $1 million. Okay. Let's just get that. This is before debt. This is before debt. If you put debt on, it's probably 500,000 or 600,000. All right, but let me show you this example with you. No, we'll go ahead. We'll break it down. If I do this deal, I may have debt of 500,000 a year. Okay, and naturally that leaves us with 500,000 actual cash flow. This is an actual hotel. Okay, you netted $500,000. Now, again, that's going to be split up between the general partners and the limited partners, the passive investor and the deal maker. Okay, now what I love about this even more, every month I'm taking depreciation of almost $40,000 a month. Now, that depreciation is based off of the total cost basis, meaning I paid $7 million for the deal, and then I put 5 million into it. So my total cost basis is $12 million. And so then I'm gonna take a straight line depreciation. I'm not even getting a cost seg. I'm gonna take a straight line depreciation over 39 and a half years, okay? So now that 39 and a half in the years, 40 times 10, that's 480 plus another one, that's let's see, 480 and 80. $560,000 in depreciation I can take as a tax deduction. You got me? So look, I netted 500,000 in cash flow. That's what I put in my pocket. But with depreciation, it looks like I lost $60,000 because I took this tax deduction. So check this out. With this cash flow of 500,000, I would have had to pay taxes on that. And let's just keep it simple. If I had to pay 20% in taxes, that would have meant I would have paid 100 grand in taxes. You got that? That's what I would have paid in taxes. But because I got depreciation, I got a negative 60,000 that I can roll over. So literally, I made $500,000 and my investors, and we did it tax-free. Now, who wants to make money tax-free? Say me. Say me. That's right.
No, no,
Me every
no.
day.
I mean, you can't even, your W-2 got to take all your taxes. Now, look, let me tell you something. Now, this is what's happening to you. Now, you can do this on paper. You can do this everywhere. And I know we got a little bit of time here, but I want to, what we're sharing with you, what T is sharing with you, is multiple ways that you can build your wealth and be hands off. Like we say, make more and work less. But some of you don't even realize, by not taking advantage, what it's costing you. All right. So, guys, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this right here. So, I want you, even in your brain or on a sheet of paper, if you got it right there, on that first page, okay, I want you to put 1 and then 2 and then here, all right? And right here, I want you in the two slot, I want you to write how much you make a year. You don't have to show it, just write how much you make a year, okay? All right? Some of y'all balling
Not,
out of control. Some of you,
not enough.
that's
Saying
okay.
I don't know.
I understand. So at two, write how much you make a year, okay? You don't have to share, just write how much you make a year, okay? So I'm gonna do an example. Some of y'all doing pretty good, some are doing more, but I'm gonna just kind of, I can't even say this to average, right? Because everybody's not making it, but let me say, let's say you're making 80,000 a year, okay? I know some of y'all balling, and some are not, okay? All right, that's okay. Now, subtract 1 million, take 80,000 from a million. All right, what does that leave you? $920,000. Okay? Now, some of you are going to have a different number. But my point is, by you guys not investing in real estate, not investing in apartments, not investing in hotels, not even investing in a building, if you're not making $1 million, it's costing you $920,000 a year. Over 900,000, you're losing out. Why? Because you're not taking action on these opportunities. Listen, it's now o'clock, and you have to start taking action on these type of opportunities so that you can build your wealth, not just for you, but for your family or whatever it is that you desire. These opportunities are here for you, and Tia's going to be here to help you go to another level. All you have to do is just sit and listen and take action. Hey, guys, I want you to have a BHAG, and that's why I always wear this shirt, Big, Hairy, Audacious Goals, okay? Now listen, with a BHAG, all right, some of you can't see it, there it goes right there, the BHAG, okay? Look, I want you, I want your BHAG to be so big that you cringe when you say it, right? I want your BHAG, because if you can say it and it doesn't make you feel uncomfortable, it's not big enough. Okay? It's not big enough. Let me tell you something. I had the BHAG during COVID of buying 100 hotels. Matter of fact, I remember Nate was like, man, we're going to buy 10 hotels during COVID. I think Warren Buffett said it most. When people are running, be scared. Oh, I forget about it. I'm screwing up all my quotes today. But listen. When the biggest thing is taking action. And so we created this BHAG. We went after 100 hotels. Guess what? We failed miserably. We failed miserably. We only bought 3 hotels. I think Norman Vincent said, I'd rather shoot for the moon because if I missed, at least I land amongst the stars. And so, guys, I want you to shoot for the moon. Because if you miss, who cares?
It's the other way around. You have to shoot for the stars so you land on the moon. You're
Okay.
farther.
Yeah, there you go.
You know he
Sorry.
was messing up quotes today.
I did. That's why, hey, well, I'm like Medea today. And Jesus wept, and the scripture. Hey, look,
I'm not supposed to be laughing right now, but this got me too weak.
hey, look, for you guys who are joining today, Tia wanted to do something special, so I'm giving you my free ebook. If you'll type that in the chat for us, Kobe. I got my free ebook, guys. That's for you for taking the first step on changing your life for the rest of your life. And if you're serious and not curious, you keep coming around, hanging out with Tia. She's going to help you go to another level. And I'll take a couple of questions, and then I'll let Tia take it over from there if you have any. But it's on you.
I actually have a question. I don't know if anyone
Yep.
has one.
Yep.
But I know that can you tell people because there might be people on the call. I'm trying to cater to everyone's needs in terms of what their financial goals, their investment goals are. So there's people who may not have capital that may want to invest. There's people who may have capital but they don't have the time. I know right now I think you have a project. So he has something what they call like syndication. So just say if you have capital, or even if you don't have, like I know tax time is coming, people some get refunds, maybe 5, 10 grand. You can actually come in collectively and you can be like a limited partner on like hotels or apartments. So I don't know if anyone is interested in something like that, but I do want Mike to give him a little bit of information about that, because if they are, even if they don't have like maybe the full minimum, I can get their names and then we can even form like our own mini syndication so they can at least get those tax benefits and then whatever, payout things that they have. And then
Can can like 10 people get together with 10K each and make 100,000 in
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. So here's and we're gonna take questions. Absolutely. So there's what we call. I'm gonna go a little deeper, but you don't have to be the active guy like the sponsor, like me. As I shared before, you can be a limited partner, and you can acquire shares, so you will have ownership. You will have equity in the deal, and with hotels or whether it's apartments. Okay, so that's one. Now, some deals. Now that's what LP is, nothing but a passive investor. Okay, you don't have any voting rights. All right, but you're in the deal. People report to you monthly, and then they should get on a call with you quarterly. To give you update about the project. And typically, as a passive investor, your goal in most deals that you do, now depending on how aggressive or how safe, one, you want at least 2x your money, meaning in that 5 year period or less, you want to double your money with cash proceeds, like the net cash flow and the net sales. All right? So there's cash proceeds, from the monthly distributions and the net proceeds from the sale. And that's how you can get to 2x. We've done that numerous times. Now, there's also what they call, when you're getting into deals, you'll hear the terms, and I won't write that out, but you'll hear the terms accredited investor and non-accredited investor. Now, what is the difference? What is that? Accredited investor is a person who has a net worth of $1 million, or he, she, and the spouse, they make over $250,000 to $350,000 a year. Okay, that's how you become an accredited or non-accredited investor. Right. So if you're accredited, you make your net $1 million net worth. You make $250,000 to $300,000 a year. If you don't hit that, that's what they call, consider you a non-accredited investor. But look, it doesn't matter. It's okay. It just determines which deals you can invest in. Now, depending on what deals you invest in, a lot of times when you first start off, the minimum investment is $25,000, or you'll see $50,000. All right, it's one of those two. You can be $25,000 or $50,000. Now, if you're invested in what they call, and I don't want to get too deep here, but then there's what they call the 506B. Now, 506B means, to me, to keep it simple, both. That means accredited and non-accredited can invest in that. So if it's 506B, you'll probably see the $25,000 minimum investment. But I'm not saying you won't see a $50,000 minimum, and that's your share. All right? But if it's a credited deal, then you have to fill out certain documents stating that you're accredited, which they call a subscription agreement. And in that subscription agreement, you're able to determine if you're accredited, non-accredited, and then you can invest in the deal. And then they'll describe to you what deals, like what your typical returns will be, who will manage it, and what the documents look like. But regardless of whatever investment you look at, here's kind of 3 things that you want to know, okay? Maybe 4. Number 1, as I shared earlier, accredited or non-accredited. Then you want to look at the documents. Then you want to look at the history of the person who managed the property. And then you want to, who's doing the deal, not so much manage the property, but who are the people involved? Do they have experience? Do they have a track record? And number 5, you want to make sure that they actually doing what they said they're going to do. Like, ask to look at the closing documents. Go visit the property. If you can't go to the property and somewhere else, pay for an inspector or appraiser or a realtor or somebody do a BOV to drive and literally go by and touch it, feel it, see if it's actually there. These are the things, the small things. And not only that, get legal advice, okay? If it's your first time and you don't know what to look for, literally get with a title company and ask them to do some research on that so you can make a great deal in an investment. So now, and then the last thing is, like the deals we have now, we have the Sarasota deal, which that was a $12 million raise. And what's great about that, I'll say in the next 3 or 4 months, we're going to have an equity fund buy out a lot of investors. Now, some investors, if they want to stay, they can stay. But the upside of that, why I like my deal in Sarasota so much, one, I got an equity group that's probably going to buy us out, and we'll stay in the deal for less. So we got paid first. Another reason I do it, we'll sell $95 million worth of condos, okay? The project is 120, but we'll sell $95 million worth of condos. Now we're going to be in this this $50 million hotel for only $25 million. 50% of the value. Now that's a win. And all the investors potentially will get all their money back in 3 years or less. That's why we like Sarasota. But then we also have things for non-accredited investors as well. But I'm just sharing with you, if you want to be a part of that's great. I'm just giving you examples of what type of deals that you can get into. We also have
Michael, where can I go to learn more about your track record as a real estate investor and your successes so far? I'm new to this group. I'm just very
that's a
curious
great
to learn some more.
question. So a simple one is you just go on the internet, see what you find, right? That's the simple one. And if you don't see, strikes or somebody being arrested or they've been robbing people, so far so good. Okay, that's number one. If you really want to get deep into it, you can have a title company do due diligence for you. They can do what they call UNC. But basically, they do a title search on you, and you can look up their past records and transactions potentially. Now, the only thing that may not work there is the only reason it may not work is great because a lot of times deals are done in a person's LLC, so you may not get to see all of them. So another way you can do is ask for references from previous deal people that they've done with. Did that explain anything? Did I explain that to you?
Yeah, I hear you. Thank you.
Okay.
You can also, sorry, Mike, you can also just Google him. Like if you Google Mike Ely, everything is gonna pop up. Like, you'll see, Reddit, you'll see him. Oh, someone has his book. There's a few people who know Mike on the call. So like he has his own book. He's very reputable, so you don't have to worry about that. But you can follow
And
him.
I apologize. I found
no,
this
that's a fair
this
question.
event
That's a
through a
fair
friend.
question.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
And if you see this green-eyed guy that comes up, that's my cousin. That ain't me. I'm the real Mike Ely. That's just my cousin. Okay.
Oh, okay.
There's an actor named Mike Ely.
No, yeah, for
That's
sure.
really
I
that's
got you,
really
I
my
got you.
cousin. Seriously.
I googled that and I was like, hey, this guy looks different. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just remember I'm the real Mike Ely. Okay. All right.
Okay. Any questions for Mike before we switch back over to so Mike can go because we ran a little bit over, but I still want to answer a couple more questions and then let you not guys know what we're going to be doing tomorrow because tomorrow is very extensive. This is more of introductory and kind of giving you like the surface. But if anyone has one more question for Mike before he goes.
I have a question. Like he says that, I mean, the single family homes are not bad, but somebody who hasn't done a deal can also go directly into multifamily or hotels. How is this, how is this possible?
Now,
Like,
if
because I think there is a
yes.
lot of information that one requires before going, that would be a big leap
No,
for
there's a
somebody
there's
who
a big
hasn't
leap.
learned.
Now, see, now here, like for example, I talk about no money down techniques, right? Okay, it's not that there's no money required. You still need money. It's just an out of the box way of doing things. So if you never bought a single family house, I yes, I'm gonna tell you, you probably don't want to do a hotel right away. All right, but if you want to be a passive investor and you have a team that can manage and has a track record, guess what? You can have ownership. I have multiple people that uh, probably only bought 2 or 3 houses in their lifetime, but yet once they took our big deal maker course, they now have ownership of 300 units to over 2,000 units. And they did it in less than, some did it in 3 months, some did it in 12 months, some did it in 18 months. Some were active, some were passive investors. You don't have to be the person running the show. You can be an LP. A matter of fact, in some deals, the LP sometimes makes more money than the general partner. Yes, in some deals, the limited partners, the passive investor, gets 70% of the deal, whereas the general partners, the people who put the deal together, only get 30% of the deal. You see? So I don't want you to think, hey man, I don't know nothing about it. I'm gonna buy this hotel tomorrow. No, I don't want you to do that. I want you to do that. What I do want you to do, get educated, make good decisions, and put a team together so that you can be a part of that opportunity and you're learning how you can take control of operating a hotel if that's what you choose to do.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. All right, so guys, thank you, Mike, so much for coming. I know you're very, very busy. So I thank you because, like I said, people have been messaging me about just how I was able to scale and not work as much.
Yes.
And you're the king of that. So I appreciate your time. I appreciate you going on over everything. I did Angel posted my email in the comments. If you guys do want to do syndication, if that's something you're interested in, I'll email you and I can kind of like talk to you about it, separately on a separate call just because it's a little bit more intensive. And but that's just one method of you investing. Like you can still do both. Like for me, um I'm going to be doing hotels and apartments and still single family. That's single family is kind of like my bread and butter, and I like the tax advantages of both. So if that's something you guys are interested in, I'll be more than welcome to explain that to you, and I can connect you with Mike as well. Um, in terms of the the questions, I want to get back to your questions. Mike, is there anything else you wanted to say before you have to get off? Thank
No,
you
I'm out
again.
of here. Thank you so much, everyone. Congratulations for
Thank you,
joining
Mike.
here today. Thank you so much for having me. Again, my ebook is in there. It's a
And thanks for the
B360,
ebook.
huh?
Yes.
Yeah,
I said, sorry, thank you for the
B360.
ebook.
Yeah,
Mhm.
B360.bigdealsecrets.com. It's in the chat. So go in the chat, find my ebook. It's yours for free. All you got to do is fill it out, and we'll get you an ebook. Thank you so much for your time, and have a great evening. I'll see you soon. As
Thank you,
guys, I always
Mike.
like to say, you're one big deal away. Peace.
Thank you so much.
All right, guys. I know we're a little bit over, but I just wanted to make sure there were, if you guys had any other questions about investing. I don't want you guys to think that you have to have all this money. Leah, I don't know if Leah is still on the call or not. Oh, yeah, you're literally right behind. Okay. Yeah,
Recording stopped.
but she was concerned about maybe not having the credit or not having the income. When you're talking about investing, let me just talk about this quickly before we go. Um, what happens is this. So you can partner with someone. You can go by yourself. Just say maybe you don't have the credit yet. Um, or maybe you have the credit, but you don't have the income. That's the easiest part. If you don't have the credit, then you might want to partner with someone who does have the credit. Y'all can go in together. But just say, all right, your credit is okay. I actually have a lender, and I'll give you this lender. I don't get any money or anything like that. When I say I'm doing it